Hello everyone, welcome to another video from the Demon Overlord. Today I'm going to go over two things. We're going to be going over miniatures I got from my most recent trip to a semi-close game store. And that is Millennium Games, if you've heard of it. And also on top of that, I'm going to be going over some of my eBay orders. So I happened to win a lot from them after doing a little price negotiation with a seller. I eventually won a nice lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the miniatures I got from Millennium first, because the other ones came in that same day, but after I got home. So first up, when I was there, I happened to find some loose minis that were being sold. So just some regular pre-painteds. We actually have an older rock here from 2010. I really do love this model because it's just a simplistic, gigantic rock. But I mean, it's not gargantuan, but he is a nice, good, huge glass creature. And honestly, I feel this is a better size for the rock, a little more usable than gargantuan. Because honestly, even just being huge, he would crush you and kill you all. No offense to anyone out there who thinks, like, I could take him. But anyway, after that, I have another huge creature. This is one I just finally broke down and decided I'm going to get this bad boy because I've seen him there a few times, and it is the elephant. Now, this is obviously newer from the Waterdeep series, and I just thought I never got him from the box, so I'll just buy one. So I can have one of these bad boys as a nice mount for a character with this nice little base there for him to sit up on, or, you know, just a nice thing to have, like, you're in a rich town, a big diplomats on top here, your mission's to take him out. How you do it? Figure it out. And after that, we have the Lamia here. So we have the nice evil creature. This is Pathfinder, unlike the other two. But I don't think even D&D has a Lamia, or at least a good one. I mean, this is a nice little Pathfinder one. She was not too bad for the price and nice, okay sculpt. So I was like, she'll work. Nice little evil Lamia woman there. Next up, we're going to go with the miniatures that were unpainted miniatures I found that I just thought I needed to grab. But first, we're going to go with some terrain basis. We have a treasure pile here. Recently got done painting that little chest. I went very quick on there, nice, simple. I wasn't trying to make it super complicated. I got some jewels, some tools. Got the nice chest there with some like jewels in there too. Some copper, some silver, very mostly gold. Since this is a large pile of treasure, I decided to make it that way. And next up, we have a smaller pile. This is a medium-sized pile. As you see, it's got a lot of a little less gems on it. Not like any gear in there. There might be like pieces of metal. We got more silver in this one, though, compared to the other one in gold. And we got some sacks there, so. And then we have the tiniest pile, which has the most copper in it based on the amount of coins in there and all. Very little silver. Yeah, a lot of gold again, but, you know, a lot of copper as well. We got some nice little pile of sacks on top. So very nice for some terrain. Always need good terrain. And after that, we've got us the familiar pack, because I happen to grab some familiars, because I always need more animals and possibly familiars for members in the group. If anyone wants to be a cleric or a ranger, it's good for them. We actually got this nice bat here, little bat familiar. I tried keeping him pretty brown and the stone pretty dark, so that way we'd pop a little more. We got a nice little familiar. As you can see, they are not like named, so it is a Nulls Ears Unpainted. Next up is I painted was a badger, so I'm going up by size. Well, like more actually the probably usefulness. A badger's pretty useful if you got something like in a tunnel. I tried keeping a lot of that gray there on the back. So, you know, really nice mini here in my opinion. Came out pretty good. He's not based on a normal badger because, like, I thought, you know, this is a World D&D, they're special. That's also what led to this colorational guy, this fox here. A nice blue fox. I thought it would be a little different. Maybe make him like a spirit fox with a little white belly, white face, those like piercing yellow eyes. But, you know, I thought it'd be different because I already have a Reaper Bones fox that I painted with regular fox style. And I thought, let's make him different. On top of that, we have lions. This is the male lion and the female lion. These are both Reaper Bones miniatures. Per usual, you give them a good cleaning first. They happen to take the paint really well. Nice, good little bit of washing and stuff later. You got two nice, good lions to add to the collection. I already have like 3 other lions, but not at least have a female lion, which is always nice to throw in a group because nothing's worse than having just one male, like one female in a whole group of male lions or all male lions in your group. What the hell kind of pride is that? Yeah, it's like, sorry, there's only so many minis out there. Got to get what you can do. Next up, I found these things called Wardlings. And I was kind of uncertain what the Wardlings were. So I read about them, and they're like this more kid-friendly D&D, I'm guessing, or like Pathfinder, whichever. I don't know if it has books. I've never looked in that far, but I liked how the creatures came, like, people came with a pet. or they came with an animal miniature, which is always cool because you can use an animal miniature for your games. Well, there was an animal I was definitely looking forward to, and I'm going to leave him last because he's really cool, and that was one of the Wardlings I was definitely going to buy. And first up, one of the ones I thought that was just cool looking, we have this nice ice orc here. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on her. It's very hard. She's very like monotone white, so like hard to get those details to pop sometimes. It's definitely a she based on the armor design. We have this interesting scoop hand here with a little ice ball in there. So maybe give her like an ice ball attack. Nice ice axe though. So, you know, nice orc. Maybe use it as a mage orc or some type of ice cleric even. And she came with this nice little ice drake here, or ice worm, which you could use as a reptile or like a giant worm, whatever you want to do with it, or a snake. Could be a nice fill-in for that, but also very nice. And I love how their bases, interestingly, come with this little S9 on the bottom, which I think is how, or S19, which I think is how you tell that they're from something not normally in the WizKids line. Like, it's not Pathfinder, it's not D&D, but it does have the WizKids and NECA, which I'm thinking is because it's very usable for both. Next up, we're going to go with another one. This, I think, is of the older style. It is the Tree Folk. I happen to find one of these bad boys there, and I did want one because I like these Tree Folk people. They're pretty cool, and it gives you a nice another NPC to use in a town where maybe they run a stand of, like, you know, all natural, let me think here, all natural mushrooms. Like, these are mushrooms picked from nature and not overpicked, and, you know, not destroying the area for him. Maybe if he decides to fight you, throws this really odd, like, bush ball at you with a screaming rabbit on top, which is always a nice, terrifying fact that he's throwing rabbits at you. Like, yeah, I'm not going to mess with the environment, but I'm going to throw this rabbit at you and just kill you using that. Just weird. Anyway, getting along there. We also have this nice, cool mud puppy. And this was based on the newer set. It only just came out, I think, for the Wardlings. It was really awesome. And I was like, I really want this giant mud puppy. It's just really cool, and it's just a nice animal to have a human-sized mud puppy. And his human, or his companion, was an orc. Now, I think these orcs are supposed to be more like player character orcs because, like, he looks a little silly, as you can see in his design. Comes with a nice big old great club there. It's definitely a great club. And he got this big old horn on the back. Sorry about that. I had a motorcycle go by. We also got this weird, like, kind of Braveheartish painted face. I think he's a little silly, but, you know, he'd make a nice, good, intricate orc. Maybe he's a traveling, like, musician, or he could be, like, a traveling salesman. I don't know. Tons of options. I mean, that's the great thing with D&D. You can always use something to make something else. And the last Wardling is also another kind of newer release. We had the Purple Dragon here. It wasn't called Purple Dragon. It was just a dragon. I don't know how Wardlings goes about naming their dragons, if they have actual types. But as you can see, it's only a large class dragon. I love the design of the bones and the wings. They're pretty nice there in the design. Got nice, good square headish on him. So you can see he's got that nice big thick head. Nice spiked tail. I'll be using it as probably like a young deep dragon. Because deep dragons and purple dragons, even though they look the same, they're not the same thing. People always think they are. But one shoots plasma and the other shoots a flesh corroding gas. So there's a difference. On top, now we're getting to the eBay. So for eBay basis, we got this little Colo spirit here. Colo the stone spirit animal. I can get this thing to focus on him. And as you can see, nice little white eyes there. Got a little book on his back. I can see him as a cool actual option for a player class. Maybe someone wants to play an animal. It'd be cool to play a little animal like that can heal you, like hits you with the club tail or bites you to heal you. Just funny. Next up, in the other lot, we have the Hellcat. Nice older school miniature. He's from like, what, 2004? So definitely like 15 years ago. Not bad. Definitely great shape. They did need a little bit of fixing after I got them. Their bases were a little warped after all that time. So a little boiling water after I tea kettled it for a while, put it in a nice container and set them in there, let them sit for a bit, then put them in cold water. And they like looked just as good as I could use or buy from a store. Because here is the green vice vine. Oh, I keep always messing it up. And he's got those nice teeth there. I love his teeth. I like his teeth design with the nice dark teeth. Almost kind of metallic looking. And then he's got that nice big pink mouth there to help offset it. And he's literally just made of vines with a big old fly trap head. I actually like his design. I thought he was a really cool plant. He'd be definitely something to go along with those man traps that came out with Tomb of Annihilation. He'd be a nice addition to that. And then on top of that, we have the Warbound Impaler. Very aggressive looking monster beast. I think it's actually a construct even for all I really know, but It's really cool. I like how he's based like the Cerebell. He's a half mini where they stuck together right here. You can see the seam. It's kind of a shame, but nothing you can do about that. He's just a very cool creature to throw on a board, or maybe he's in a town full of like artificiers, and they happen to make these things to as defensive. Next up, I have the Hooked Horror. And I like how he's not the purple one because he's actually his own unique style with his gray, a little bit more, in my opinion, blending in with the environment. A nice stone-looking back shield here, like a bug carapace. It's big yellow hooks on him, the yellow beak. Like those will be the parts that you see last before you die. Really cool. I did like him. He was a really awesome miniature. Just slide him right over here. There we go. I got one left. This is probably like one of my favorites of the lot in a way. Once I gave him a hot water stream, he looked amazing. And this is the Crown Wing, which, if you can see, he's from the same set as the Rock, apparently. And I like his clear wings. After I gave him nice cleaning, those wings really came to life and color. And I love his knight feel. He has like a knight, like an old school knight, but bug. Let's see if I can get, there you go. A nice big old blade here, buggy blade. Cool little tail. Some very lovely wing design. I love the wings on him. And he's interestingly held on there. You can see these two spots here where the small wings connect to the base. Very interesting way to connect your minis. Really cool, though. But that's all I got here for you today, guys. A great set, and I'll do more in the future, so stay tuned. Do like and subscribe down below, and ring the bell if you want to be notified whenever I pump out new videos. And on top of that, guys, do please check out the Twitter feed for 01 Berserker. That's my Twitter handle. That's where I actually do pictures of these guys in like a more natural setting for my Twitter followers and all that stuff. And I also do tweet things about anime as well. On top of that, because I do. And also, guys, if you want, please do check out our podcast for the Dice and Dummies, where I also am part of the podcast. I play Bardus, the Berserking Barbarian. We also have a lot of other great cast. If you listen to the podcast, you can get their Twitter handles, and in case anyone turns out to be your favorite, you can get a hold of them on Twitter and ask them questions about the character or anything you want to ask us about D&D. Do send us stuff on the podcast itself, and do give us reviews. We always love hearing back from our fans or any questions or anything like that. But that's all I got for you today, guys. Like I said, check us out, and bye-bye.